Neil Jennings here from Asian Persuasion MMA. I'm here with the one featherweight champion, Martin Nguyen, who takes on Thanh Le, defends his title next weekend, one Inside the Matrix. Martin, how are you?
Very well, man. I'm very well. Can't wait to go. I'm very excited. Everything's falling into place, and the stars are slowly aligning. Fight night, hopefully, fingers crossed I get there.
Brilliant. So you've had two fight cancellations in about a year. How happy are you to finally defend your title?
It's just it's stuff that's out of my control, so I don't really care. To be honest, as long as I maintain and stay on the path, I'm just getting better and better. And that's what I did. 2 fight camps down. I feel like if I had fought that time, it would have been much better. But I took the positives of everything that I learned, and I did get better, man. And this camp was one of the best camps I've ever had, period. I felt strong, fast, fit. Man, everything was, I can't fault it. I can't fault this fight camp.
That's going to be my next question. Is Thanh Le in bigger trouble for the fact you've had these extra fight camps, you've had this extra time to get even better?
Yeah, it doesn't matter if it's Thanh Le or whoever, whoever's my next opponent, they're going to be in trouble. I train hard. I sacrifice so much, man. I leave my family for 2 months. And, I just put my head down and I just work.
What are your thoughts on Thanh Le as an opponent?
He's a good opponent. Just like every other opponent I face. Everyone that I face is, championship worthy, has championship credentials. So he's just another person on my list, and, it's just I have to clear this list.
He told me you're a step up from. He's fought some tough guys in one. You're a step up, he admitted. Where's he stacking in levels of your opponents you've had in the past?
The highest. I put every single one of my opponents at the highest level. This is the next guy that could be the next big thing or the next champion. It's up to me to defend my crown, defend my throne, and go from there.
Do you get the sense yourself that your fight's the most eagerly anticipated fight on a stacked card?
It is a stacked card, man. I don't look into that, man. I know, like for me, I don't need to talk shit. I don't need to talk hype up this fight. I feel that I've been doing this for a long time, and I feel that my fighting style and the way I fight in general brings the fans in. Every fight that I have is exciting fight. I've only had one fault in my whole 13 fight career, 16 fight career, and that fight I still won it. But in saying that, there were few fight moments in there that were exciting, but that bout, we're gonna run it back one day.
I think I know what your answer is going to be, but Garry Tonon recently said he's supposed to be fighting Koyomi Matsushima, which you'd think would be a #1 contender fight. I don't suppose you care who you face next to, but what are your thoughts on that matchup, and how do you see that fight going?
That's a very good matchup. I think that's a very good matchup for Gary. He's fighting a true contender. I mean, if he wins it, then there's no denying him. That's it. Like if he wins it, then he's the next in line, regardless. So, fingers crossed. Hope his camp goes well. Hope Koyomi's camp goes well. It's a tough fight. Koyomi's a very tough fighter. Very, very hard to read. I had troubles at the start of the fight to read him, but you never know. You never know what type of fighter is going to come out there. Koyomi had a very good last fight, and he took out a guy that was deemed a prospect. So good on Koyomi. Gary's got a tough fight ahead of him, but like all fights, people in the top 10, any fight that you take, the next fight is going to be the hardest fight of your life. You got the pinnacle to reach, and for me, I still see it as I'm down the bottom and I'm still trying to reach the top. So
you touched on it a second ago. How was the training camp at Stanford, and what difference does it make to be at such an amazing gym under such an amazing coach as Henry Hooft and the other coaches in Florida?
Man, it's a blessing, to be honest. Like I sometimes I gotta pinch myself to realize, am I really here in Florida? Am I really with Angla? I'm driving in the car next to him. I'm like, I really have to pinch myself, and then I have to remind myself, what's your purpose? What's your purpose? What's your purpose? And obviously, my purpose is my family, man. I'm doing everything for my family. And when it comes to my next opponent, he's willing to take food from their mouth. So that's how I see it, and I don't like that, and I'm going to do something about that. And Tan Lee is that next guy, and this is what's going to happen to him.
One of your teammates, Michael Chandler, he's really recently signed with UFC. He's been on Fight Island to cover UFC 254 for the main event. Wasn't needed. How do you see him getting on in the UFC?
Michael is a phenomenal athlete, one of the hardest workers in the room. His credentials speak for themselves. You don't really have to hype him up, man. He's a guy that, puts it all on the line, even in the training room. So I'm happy for him. Everything that he's done right. So, hats off to Michael for signing with the UFC. He was going to sign with one championship at a stage, but, something happened in between the contract negotiations. So I don't know. But he's where he is where he belongs. He feels that he belongs. So I think a good fight for Michael to test him with the big guys apparently would be Ferguson. That's what I think anyway. But we'll see what happens and see what Michael thinks.
I think everyone would love to see that matchup.
Most definitely.
Obviously, overnight, Khabib won, then retired. What are your thoughts on Khabib as a fighter and as a person?
The best of the best, pound for pound, best of the best worldwide. There is no one that's better than him. Period. He deserves it. He's worked hard for it. He has a purpose, and his purpose in this sport, he's did it. And now it's on to new journeys for him. I guess good on him. I praise him. I look up to him. Everything he's done right. And that's the type of guy that you want your kids to look up to. So I have kids. If my son one day says, "Oh, I like Khabib now," I'll be like, I take a step back and I'm like, yes, go that way. So he's done his job, man, and hats off to him.
We recently saw you cornering your teammate Rivera. I think it was UFC Vegas 11. How was that experience?
It was at the very start of my career, like 1 week there. I spoke to Erwin, and it was a good idea for me to go. I did move around with Erwin. Erwin's a very good southpaw, and moving around with him, I got to experience just a different feel of how fast he is and everything like that. But the main reason I went was to feel that the no crowd, see what it was like fighting there, coaching behind it, see if I can hear it, like listening and feeling from the experience from Erwin himself and from Gilbert Burns. And I also got to work with Jorge, which is Hall of Fame boxing coach. So I got to sharpen my hands even more. And it just kind of made me hungry. Like, yeah, Erwin didn't walk away with the win, but me in my head, it fired me up to be like, I don't like losing. And this is what I'm going to do about it. And the camp went well, man.
Let's give him the next question. How do you feel the no fan experience, or it's going to be 250 fans there, but obviously that's a little bit different to the thousands we're used to. Are you prepared for that? Or does it not make any difference? Is it just game face?
Doesn't make a difference, man. I'm going to be there. I want to do my job, and I'll go home and still.
Sure, you're in 5 weeks now. Finally, you've got to a fight week. You're out. I think you're out for 48-hour quarantine. Got your fight haircut. How's fight week look? How's it going to be different this week to normal?
Singapore's strict. We still can't leave our rooms. Only leave our rooms for training sessions. So we've got to book our training sessions online. This is why Singapore is one of the leading countries of the least COVID cases. They're strict with with what they do, and they monitor everything. And hats off to the Singapore government for doing what they do, because they're setting an example for the world. It is what it is, man. I'm just actually thankful that I'm here, and I'm thankful that I get to fight. So regardless of if I have to quarantine in the room for the whole fight week and just go out and do my training sessions and go back in my room, so be it, man. I'll do it. At the end of the day, I get to do what I love, and that's fighting.
Brilliant. Lastly, just want to touch on Thanh Lee. He's predicted not only he finishes you, but he's going to see you revert to wrestling once you have trouble on the feet. Don't know if you saw that. What's your response to that, and how do you see the fight going down?
It's mixed martial arts, man. I can come out and I can take him down straight off the bat. Like, he doesn't have to hit me. It's mixed martial arts. I'll just do whatever I have to do to get my hands raised.
You think you get the job finished before the end of the 5th round?
By any means possible. By any means possible. If the opportunity is there, then I'm going to take it with 2 hands. But I'll make him eat his words.
Well, brilliant. We can't wait. Like I said, I think it's the most eagerly anticipated fight on a crazy stacked card. Can't wait. Good luck. Have a good fight week.
Thank you.
We'll speak to you after the fight.
Always. All day.
Cheers, mate.